In today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you the new top 5 overpowered guns that you should be using right now here in Black Ops 6 Season 3. So if you guys are new, find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. So now getting into my first weapon here, we have the XM4. Now this is a weapon that you can use up close to long range, really good, very consistent, and it's easily one of the best weapons in the entire game right now. We are going to be using a 5 attachment build on this weapon, and we're also going to be using the iron sights. Now for this build though, we are going to start with the muzzle and add on the monolithic suppressor. Now the monolithic suppressor is actually better than the reinforced barrel. You're getting a little bit more damage range and a little bit more bullet velocity, and also it's going to help us stay off the radar, which is going to help out so much, just staying alive, going on higher streaks, helping us increase our KD, and even getting tactical nukes. So this is going to be our first attachment. Now we're not going to be using a barrel on this weapon here, so we are going to the underbarrel next and adding on the Ranger foregrip. This can give us sprinting movement speed, a little bit of horizontal recoil control, and a tiny bit of gun kick control. Just having better control of this weapon, we're moving faster around the map, we can be more aggressive and everything, so this is going to be our next attachment. Now for the magazine, we are going to add on the first extended mag. This is going to be a nice 45 round mag. The time to kill on this weapon is pretty good any gunfight you get into, so you're never going to have to reload. You don't have to reload all the time. You're not going to get hit by that COD timing. You don't have to slow your flow down all the time to reload, so we're going to add on the first extended mag. Now for the rear grip, since we are running the monolithic suppressor, we are going to add on the quick draw grip. We do need to work on that aim down sight speed. We're going to fix the aim down sight speed con on the monolithic suppressor and get a little bit more back. And also, if you're jumping, you're aiming down sights faster as well. So we're working on that handling. It's going to help us be ready for those gunfights, being ready to aim down sights really quick. So we're going to add on the quick draw grip. And then for my final attachment here, we are going to the stock and adding on the light stock here. This attachment here and the Ranger foregrip is going to allow us to fly around the map very quickly, get in some more gunfights, get those higher kill games, and be more aggressive here. But here is my 5 attachment build for the XM4. A little bit different just because we are running the iron sights, but I think they're very clean in this game. Again, some people might agree, some people might disagree, but I think they are very clean. But I do want to show you this weapon into the firing range real quick. I mean, the weapon, very easy to use. I mean, and also if you have my settings down, the visual recoil isn't that bad, and plus we are running the suppressor, so the muzzle flash isn't that bad as well here. But I'm telling you, the XM4 with the iron sights is very clean, especially with my build. If you need help with any challenge in Black Ops 6, make sure to check out Damn Mods. They can help you with any challenge in the game, from game challenges, maxing weapons out, to even unlocking mastery camos. They are trusted by thousands of customers, and you can save up to $100 using code Paradox at checkout. Link will be in the description. Now for my next weapon here, we have the fastest killing SMG in the game right here, which is the KSV. Now I'm not gonna lie, this weapon is really good up close and medium range, but one thing that doesn't make it in my top 3 SMGs right now is how bad it is at those longer ranges. As long as you're on like a map like Nuketown, Babylon, Subsonic, the KSV goes absolutely crazy, but on maps that you have to take your gunfights to longer ranges, it may not be the best here, but we're going to fix that a little bit. Overall, still a really good SMG, and we're going to be using 8 attachments here. Now, what we're going to do is start with the muzzle, and we're going to be adding on the compensator. Now, this is still the best muzzle and the best attachment in the entire game when it comes to recoil control and gun kick control. It is going to almost cancel out all the recoil and gun kick on this weapon. We're going to add this on for our first attachment. Now for my barrel, this is a must-have attachment on the KSV, the long barrel. You need to make the bullet stronger in those longer range gunfights, and also allow the bullets to travel further in air. So this is going to be a very important attachment, must-have attachment on the KSV. Now for my underbarrel, we are going to be adding on the vertical foregrip. This is going to give us some gun kick control and some horizontal recoil control. This is going to also help just controlling the weapon, making it more smooth, making it more calm. So we're going to be adding on the vertical foregrip. Now with this weapon having a fast fire rate, we're going to be adding on the first extended mag. We need a large mag. We don't want to have to reload all the time. If we're spawn trapping, if we're in a spawn, if we're getting into a lot of gunfights, we cannot be reloading all the time. That's going to get us killed. So we're going to add on the first extended mag. Now for my rear grip, we're going to go ahead and throw on the commando grip here. This is going to give me aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and also if we're jumping, we're shooting faster and also aiming down sights faster. So as long as you're running or jumping, this is going to help you be more aggressive. Now for my stock, we're going to be adding on the infiltrator stock. This is going to help us move really quick while aiming down sights. I've been using this attachment a lot just because me aiming down sights and moving really quick, I'm always pre-aiming and I'm ready for gunfights. So this can help out a ton if you're running the UAV, the HARP or something. Knowing where people are on that mini map, you're ready for gunfights. So add on the infiltrator stock. Now for my laser here, we're going to add on the target laser. I have said this every time talking about this laser. If you're using an LMG, an assault rifle, an SMG, a fully automatic weapon, you need to be using the target laser. This can help with the aiming auto sway delay and also the aim walking steadiness. So the weapon's more steady when aimed down sights and walking, and also when aimed down sights, and if you're just pre-aiming something, the sway isn't going to be that bad. So make sure you are adding on the target laser. And then going into my final attachment here, we are going to the fire mods and adding on the recoil springs. This is going to give us more gun kick control, vertical and horizontal recoil control. So now with this build, you are going to have full control of this weapon and hit all of your shots now. But we're going to take this into the firing range. You already know this weapon is going to be really good in those 5 meters, 10 meters, even in those 20 meters. We have 25 meters. The KSV is a sleeper SMG, not too many people use, but it is the fastest killing SMG, especially with my build. Now we're going to jump into our next weapon. I couldn't leave the Kilo out because it is the best weapon in the entire game here. So this is going to be our third weapon here, and we're going to be using 5 attachments. And this build is going to be an iron sight build. And if you want to let me know in the comments real quick, do you prefer the Kilo with an optic or the iron sights? For me personally, I do like them a lot both, but I do like the iron sights on the Kilo, so that's why we're going to be using it for this build. Now, for this class setup, we are going to start with the muzzle, and we're going to be adding on the monolithic suppressor again. Just, it makes any gun in the game so much better to use. The damage that you're getting, the range that you're getting, and the bullet velocity, and staying stealthy, it just makes every gun in the game so much better, and also, it helps you stay alive a lot longer as well. So this is going to be our first attachment. Now, skipping over the barrel and under barrel, we are going to the magazine and throwing on the first extended mag, which is a 50 round mag. You're not going to run out of ammo. You don't have to reload all the time, which is amazing. So this is going to be our second attachment. Now for my rear grip, we are going to be adding on the quick draw grip just because we're using the monolithic suppressor. We got to fix that aim down sight speed because we need handling on this AR. So we're going to add on the quick draw grip. We're aiming down sights faster, and also if we're jumping, we're aiming down sights really quick. So if you're running or jumping in your gunfights and everything, you're going to win your gunfight. So make sure you add on the quick draw grip. Now for my stock, we're going to be adding on the balance stock here. This can help with strafing movement speed, aim walking movement speed, and hip fire movement speed. Just in general, working on mobility. It's going to help us move faster around the map, move faster while aimed down sights and everything, which is nice. So we're going to be adding on the balance stock. And then going into my final attachment, we're going to the fire mod and adding on the recoil springs, recoil stabilization, gun kick control, vertical and horizontal recoil control. You're getting a lot with this attachment here. It's going to be more steady, the weapon isn't going to move, and you're going to have full control of this weapon here. But here's my 5 attachment build for the Kilo. Really nice stealthy build and also no recoil. We will jump into the firing range with this weapon as well. I mean, the weapon, any gunfight you get into, it just melts people. The weapon is really easy to control. And I mean, I still have 15 bullets and I could take out more people as well, but the reload time is really good. The gunfight you can take, I mean, is absolutely insane. And again, I mean, the Kilo is just the best weapon in the entire game. Now for my fourth weapon here, we have the Grawl 5.56, which I mean, easily is one of the best weapons in the game, both in Warzone and here in multiplayer. We are going to be using 5 attachments because I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like that's all you need here. And for our first attachment, of course, we are going to the fire mod and adding on the Grawl conversion kit. Fully automatic weapon. We're getting better recoil control, movement speed, and everything, which is great. So of course, this is very important that we add this on for our first attachment. So now we have the Grawl 5.56. Now, what we're going to do next is go to the muzzle. A lot of people like to run suppressors on this weapon, but I'm going to tell you, throw on the compensator here. You're getting better recoil control. The weapon isn't going to move. You're going to have full control of this weapon with just this one attachment. So we're going to throw this on. No more gun kick, no more recoil. You're going to have a nice, smooth weapon with the compensator. Now for my underbarrel, we're going to add on the Ranger foregrip. We're going to get movement speed here. We're getting a little bit more recoil control. Do we need it? No, but is it going to help? Yes, but the main thing is here with the Grawl, we are moving fast around the map. It's going to help us be more aggressive, have that aggressive run and gun type of playstyle. So we're going to add on the Ranger foregrip. Now, this build, you could go with the magazine here if you really wanted to. Yes, you are getting recoil stabilization in a 50 round mag, but you're taking a huge chunk of handling away, which we do not want to do. So we're not going to do this. We are going to the rear grip though. We are going to add on the commando grip. We're going to work on some aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed and everything. Help us have that run and gun type of playstyle. It's going to be more smooth and everything. So we're going to add on the commando grip. And then going into my final attachment here, we are going to the stock and adding on the light stock here just to work on our mobility here. So if you need to, you could be aggressive, you can be in people's faces and just be super aggressive, move fast around the map. Or with this build here, you can kind of play it slow, take your gunfights to those medium and longer ranges. But I mean, just overall, the Grawl is really good. And with this build, working on some handling, working on the mobility and handling, just overall making this weapon, personally for me, really good for a nice, moving fast, aggressive playstyle. But the weapon is super smooth. You can take your gunfights to literally any range and just go absolutely crazy. I mean, it is the Grawl at the end of the day. Still really broken. And then we're gonna jump into our final weapon here. We have another SMG, and that's the Jackal. Now, I know this weapon was nerfed, but you can fix the nerf and still make it really broken in this game. And what we're gonna do here is actually have a 5 attachment build, because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like you don't need 8 attachments on every single weapon in the game. And I feel like with this weapon, to fix the nerf and still make it very broken, all you need is 5 attachments. Now, what we're gonna do here is start with the muzzle, and we're gonna be adding on the monolithic suppressor. Now, the good thing about this, it's on an SMG, so we can do a little bit more different things with this SMG, with the monolithic suppressor. But we're going to fix the damage range, we're going to fix the nerf on this weapon, our bullets are traveling faster, we're off the radar and everything. So this is going to be our first attachment. Now, what we're going to do to make it even better here, we're going to the barrels and adding on the reinforced barrels. So we're getting more damage range and more bullet velocity. So the weapon's stronger, it's going to be better than some of the ARs in the game. So this is going to be our next attachment. Now, we're going to skip over the underbarrel and magazine, go to the rear grip, add on the commando grip. Now, most of the time, I would run the quick draw grip, but with us running an SMG, the handling's already high, so we're just going to be adding on the commando grip. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, jumping, aim down sight, sprint to fire speed. If you're running or jumping, that's all you need to have. So you are aiming down sights faster and shooting faster off a sprint or jump. So this is going to be our next attachment. Now for the stock, we're going to be adding on the infiltrator stock. This is going to help us move faster around the map when aimed down sight. So again, UAVs up in the air, personal radar, harp in the sky. You know where people are on that radar. You can pre-aim, be ready for those gunfights, and win those gunfights more consistently. So this is going to help out a ton, just winning more gunfights and everything. And then going into my final attachment here, we are going to the fire mod and adding on the recoil springs here. If you're having any trouble not hitting your shots or anything, I feel like the accuracy on this weapon is really good already. This is going to give us some gun kick control, where you are getting some vertical and horizontal recoil control as well. And I feel like that's all you really need for that accuracy on this weapon here. But we're going to take this into the firing range, and as always, I'm going to be showing you builds that's going to be very consistent in any range that you can take it to. And I mean, the weapon, we fixed a nerf on it, we made it a lot better, but this weapon is going to delete people in those up close and medium range gunfights. But I want you to copy these builds down, I want you to try them out, and let me know in the comments what was your favorite build. And if you get any crazy games, let me know in the comments what was your best game. But as always, thank you guys for watching. You guys be safe, and hit that sub button, hit that bell if any of these builds help you. But I'll see y'all in the next one.